Hey, we're back. It's Miles House Radio. I'm Jay Krez. We're
I'm
here
Young.
tonight with. Go ahead.
Young, Silky,
Young.
Angel Davanport, baby.
You got so many names.
I know I used to have so many names, but now I only have two.
Only two now.
Yeah.
So Young, Silky, Angel Davenport.
Well, technically I only have one. I'm Angel Davanport, and I'm always young, and I'm always Silky.
Okay, all right. So here we are with Angel Davenport. It's Miles House Live. We're back again on a Sunday night. We're lucky enough to have Angel in the house. She just got done last night. Two nights ago.
Yeah.
It seemed like last night, but
Yeah.
Empty Bottle came back around on a big tour that culminated in your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Place you did everything. What was it like getting the show off? It was an amazing performance for you. You weren't there. Angel's been working on some music for. I'm about to dig into this, but sort of Grateful's out.
Yeah.
The tour is over. How you feeling right now?
Tired.
That makes sense.
It's been 30 days, 28 shows. I've been on the road for a month, literally traveling everywhere in a van with like 4 other dudes. It's been awesome with them. You know, farts and all. That's me included. But no, for real, it's been incredible. Like, this is the first time I've ever been on the road on my own without, you know, the rapper chicks. And I have gotten so much better because of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned so much from those guys, and I've gotten the opportunity to really show myself off to people who I never thought I'd be able to show myself off to. And for them to be so receptive has been incredible. Like,
what was it like getting out to other cities? I mean, you also put together like a very deeply personal project. We'll continue getting into that, but you were kind of bearing your soul everywhere you went, like city to city, and it was also your first introduction, so that had to like kind of make an impact a bit.
Absolutely. I did music. I know you saw it during the set on Friday that's not out yet. You know, I talked about a lot of different aspects of who I am, like, you know, being this cat is my bitch. Oh, can I say bitch?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
this
Sorry,
is not a radio.
that.
This is not the radio. Can't say asshole. Man, that cat wants to fight. She knows what it is.
It's a house security. It's the studio security.
You know,
here,
she
but
holds shit down.
We haven't lost a mic yet, so she's doing a good job.
That pussy is Jesus. No, for real. Like, you saw my set on Friday, and it's a lot of music I have yet to put out. It's also just a lot of different things for me, you know? I feel like I used to rap about stuff, and now I have, like, stuff to rap about, you know?
You know, that's a really good point, though. I mean, I feel like, especially today, you see a lot of artists, like, especially living in, like, the internet world, you know, where there's an idea of, like, having experiences versus talking about nothing.
Yeah.
Where I feel like you just went on, like a 2-year-long, 3-year-long journey that kind of wrote this album for you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about, like, what inspired the project? Deep breath.
Yeah, deep breath, deep breathe, you know?
But no, I was like, everybody goes through shit. And I feel like unless, you know, it's that whole idea of like being a professor at a university and teaching people how to do something versus being the person who goes out and does it, right?
Yeah, totally.
So what was it for you that you've had a world of experiences, but what were the most recent ones that really like kind of pushed you into a new artistic realm? That's a long fucking question, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No, that's a great question. I started a group, Rapper Chicks, and it was awesome. Still is awesome. But we've gone through some ups and downs. You know, we've had 5 members, we've had 3 members, we've had 4 members, different times. But we lost a member a couple years ago, I think maybe 3 years ago, and it was very hard on the group as a whole. I also went through a really terrible breakup. And I don't mean like a personal breakup, but a group breakup. And it broke me down a lot. Like, it showed me a lot of different things, a lot of different perspectives that I hadn't experienced. And I was in shambles. So sorry, guys. It's so funny to say, like, I was in shambles and then laugh at this cat. No, but for real, I was broken, and I moved to Minnesota, and I spent a lot of time healing, and I've only been there a year and a half, but all of that time has been spent, like, working on music that makes me feel better, and working on music that says something, as opposed to just sitting around writing about shit that I don't know anything about, you know, or trying to, like, get in other people's heads, figure out what is relatable, you know. I feel like there's a lot of people doing that, and, like, I don't have the want or the will to try and fill anybody else's shoes. You know, I want to say what is real to me, and I feel like that's what I'm putting out now, talking about things like keep your hands off me, you know, or like talking about my dad being in jail when I was younger and not like knowing him. You know, I feel like those are the things I really wanted to put into music. And, you know, being queer. You know, I wanted to talk about being like a queer black woman and how that affects my life. I wanted to get things like that in the music, which is dope that it's relatable, but that's not what I want to do anymore, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like it became, I mean, you've made this music over the last 3 years. It's coming out now to everybody.
Yeah.
For the rest of it, for those of us who've been watching for a while, we already knew like the background story, but it seems like it's also kind of culminated in like a national or international conversation as well, that you, not like you planned anything like that, or it's like a great thing that that's happening at this time. Well, I mean, it is and it isn't, but how has it been? Have you felt like you've been more like the reception the other night at the Empty Bottle when you're doing my pussy is Jesus and things like that, which is like funny, but at the same time, very powerful statement to make. You know what I mean? What have you found like a lot of positive reception because maybe of like the climate we're living in right now, where there is a lot more, we're seeing like female congresswomen, we're seeing female and everywhere, like empowerment kind of thing, and you kind of just found your way into that. Not that it's new for you, but like your music is kind of right there with it.
It actually, it's not new for me as a person, but it is new for me as an artist. And with the climate we're living into, you know, like not even post, but like mid Me Too movement, and like amidst all of our congresswomen who are getting elected being like black, queer, Muslim, immigrant.
Yeah, everything. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Like it's a pretty powerful time to put out something like My Pussy's Jesus, or to put something out that's like keep your fucking hands off my jeans.
Right.
You know, those are pretty powerful statements to make in a time like this. But I also feel like it ended up happening naturally, you know? Like I didn't plan to put these songs out or go on tour with them now. It just happened like that.
Right. And I think that's what makes it so authentic at the same time. You know, it's like you've always been this person. Yeah. It just so happened that.
I mean, I just never figured out how to make it receptive and how.
We got someone in the house, by the way. Shooting shots from left
no,
field.
It's okay. She's right. We plan a lot. You know, we plan a lot on how we're gonna put things out, you know, but we don't plan like what topics we're gonna write about.
You can't plan on like the president of the United States having an Access Hollywood type and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
it just happens. Yep. Right? We didn't plan those things, but we did plan on like how are we gonna put this out? You know, let's put something out before you go on tour. You know, things like that absolutely are planned because we have a plan. We have an idea of what we want to do and where we want to be in like 5 years, 10 years. You know, so that takes plenty of work. But as far as like the music I'm making, I don't plan that. I write it from the place I'm in then, you know. I work in a club too, and like I was at a club and I saw some random dude smack my coworker on the ass, and I like grabbed his arm and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "No, I didn't know any better." And I was like, "You do know better because
you said that right away." Yeah.
Like you're you're my regular. I know what you're doing. And two, like, what if that was your daughter? Because I know he has a daughter. I was like, "What if that was your daughter?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, you know." And I was like, "What if that was your mom or your sister?" And he was like, "Yeah, I feel that. I knew what I was doing." And I was like, "Yeah, keep your fucking hands off that girl." And he was like, "My bad, you know, my bad." You know, like, yeah, cool, you're bad, but like, don't fucking touch somebody who doesn't want to be touched.
Never really understood the thing myself, like, especially like the whole Louis C.K. like masturbate in front of people for no reason and stuff like that. It's just like I think one of the Me Too things I've learned is that dudes are doing really weird shit all the time.
Dudes do a lot of weird shit. I've seen a lot of weird shit with some guys, you know?
It's like, wow, there's like, people are really playing this game with a lot of different angles. So.
Well, I feel like I'm super fortunate in that I've had a lot of male friends who are pretty respectful. Some of my best friends have like seen me naked and don't care, you know? Like, would never try anything in the world, but then there's some guys that'll see you outside and are just like, let me just touch you. Just to do it.
Just to do it.
And it's like, bro, slow your roll. Like, you're not getting any pussy that way. Like
that's the thing, right? It's like fishing with like a gun or something like
that. Yeah. You're fishing with no bait, bro. Right. Like
oh shit. All right. Going to Minnesota. What was it like going to Minnesota though? Because like I know a lot of times when I have when I have like stuff I'm trying to work out, if I'm like, trying to write about experiences here in Chicago, I find that like getting out of town a lot of times helps clarify those things. You find like just getting out of town helps you like give you peace of mind that you could sit down and actually like sit with those experiences you had and like figure out how to tell those stories. Because when you're in it, it's hard, right? Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Moving away from the city has to be one of the best things I chose to do ever, like in my life. Like I feel refreshed. I feel enlightened. I feel open. Gave me a chance to just be by myself. You know, not fall back on friends when I need something, like mentally or spiritually or emotionally. Like it made me step up my game, you know, as opposed to reaching out and being like, man, let's have a conversation. Let's just smoke and like kick it. You know, like I'm growing up. Like a lot of the things I used to do, I don't do anymore. Friends, you know, no doubt, but they're grown. You know,
It
they
sounds
have kids.
convenient, right? You kind of take the convenience away a little
No, they got kids, they got lives, they got. They got kids, they got lives, they got homes, they got jobs. You know, they got shit they gotta do. So like, they don't have time to just talk about like my bullshit, and not even to diminish it and say like, it's not important. You know?
Well, it's just like stuff.
Yeah, shit that we can figure out ourselves.
Right.
Like you don't need.
Sometimes you lean on other people.
Yeah, like if I need to talk, like I'm gonna go to my therapist and sit in my room and meditate with my candles and my frankincense. Yeah. And figure out like what the problem is, you know.
Well, that comes with growth, right? And that's like a lot of what your album is about, and a lot of what like a lot of your music is about right now is like that growth as like a musician, but growth as a person as well. Where like you learn not to like. I mean, we all go through that. I think we were talking about that earlier today. It's like the fun part at this point, like having hung around for a while or whatever. Like you start seeing different people doing different things. Watching you on stage, Empty Bottle was funny. Like thinking about us all being at those old picnics at Kimball House in the summertime and like all the great talent that was in that backyard. But that growth is like real, and it makes you look at things differently. Like you're not depending on people as much. Is that something that really like played into like the whole, you know, getting out on tour, doing it on your own, like finally like not breaking away, but you know, having like the segue from the rapper chicks for a moment where you're like standing on your own?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the goal was to always get out here on my own. Like I love being in a girl group, and I love having other women who I can support and who support me. But I mean, essentially, all of us want to be our own artists. You know, all of us want to do things on our own. So I think, you know, watching Sam work at music the way she does, seeing her do, seeing a lot of my other homegirls be successful, like Sophia, watching people like Princess Nokia, you know, not homegirls, but still very successful women.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I want to be an artist that paves the way on my own for certain other women, you know, and not just women, for other artists in general. You know, I say women predominantly because there are a lot of women who don't get shine, who deserve to get shine, you know, and we have to do it on our own. So I feel like while Rapper Chicks gave me a great base, like it was awesome to have other girls being like, yeah, you can do championing. That was dope, but eventually you gotta take a risk, jump out there in like the pond.
Yeah,
and
right.
Sam and Sophia really gave me like an up, because Sophia was like, hey, like you should put out an EP. Like you're going on tour. You have something to sell, you have something to talk about, like put it out so people know it. And Sam was like, that's a good idea. And so we did it. We got together, made a plan, put it out, and then I get to Chicago and people know the lyrics, and I'm like, holy shit. Like you're
you gave
listening.
Him some time too. You gave
yeah,
some time,
you know, that was the last show, so that was like a great thing to see. But even in places like DC, or, you know, hearing people come up to me in New York and be like, yo, like the Doomtree forums are popping. They're talking about this girl who is killing the show every night. You know, that's not something I anticipated. I was just like, going on tour, I'm excited. I want to see what I can do.
Do you feel like you took like, I feel like when I saw you, and I can't speak for like every night you're on tour, but like just seeing you on Friday, felt like you were taking like, it felt like years of like just everything was poured into like those performances. Like there was like everything was there. It was like when you know, like sometimes they have openers, you know, they just roll out the balls, like do the thing.
You
Like,
know,
you were coming with some energy. You like really came with, like, you were ready to go. I got my computer, I got it all. I'm DJing myself. It's good.
I feel like I might have been a special opener for this. Like, I got the privilege of being direct support, and I wasn't actually supposed to be, but it worked out that way, and it was super cool.
What? Tell me about that story. Like, how was it not supposed to be?
Well, I don't want to go too much into that because
Yeah,
it would get really petty really quick. Because I'm slightly a petty person sometimes.
But unexpectedly.
I put the petty on me.
Okay.
But I wasn't supposed to be direct support. I was supposed to be an opener, and I got lucky and got to be direct support.
So it was like, how long before you went on tour did you find that out?
A week before.
So was that like? Do you feel like that kind of pushed you?
Yeah, totally.
To like take it up like another.
Yeah, I had 30. I was doing 30-minute sets to begin with, and by the time we got to Austin, which was like maybe a week and a half in, almost 2 weeks in, they were like, "Do 45 minutes. Stop doing 30."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, like let's see what songs I can add." And I was like, "Let's throw in some singing," because like, believe it or not, like the 2 songs that are all singing like halfway through the set after Treat 'Em, like I wasn't even doing those.
Oh,
like,
really?
To begin.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't doing like Blame, which was like the first song. I wasn't doing those to begin with. I was starting with like raps and just rapping all the way through. And that was cool and people loved it. But adding those different aspects of myself, like letting people know like, hey, I'm a singer and I'm a rapper. And truth be told, I've been a singer. I was a singer first. Like I've been singing since I was like 4 years old. Like I was in plays, I was in talent shows. I did all that stuff first. My mom will shut up. My mom will tell you like I was singing at my uncle's wedding in the middle of the dance floor, like loud as fuck, spinning around in a fucking white tutu, like living my best life.
It sounds about right. Yeah.
I mean, that's me, you know. So like, it was important to me once they were like, "Oh, you have more time. Can you do more?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out," you know. And adding those songs gave me an opportunity to really show and showcase who I am, as opposed to just being like, I'm the super intimidating rapper who can like wrap circles around you.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the first time I really like heard you sing, I probably heard you sing before that, but like remember hearing you sing was on the Oh My all I remember them is I don't remember the names. It's probably 1 and 7.
Be your secret.
Was it not? Was it 1 and 7?
Show me your spine.
It was the first song or the 7th song.
Yep.
For some reason, all I had was 1 and 7. It was titled that way.
Open.
But those songs were amazing, and like it was like some of my favorite songs off that project. But you building the singing and the rapping together. Like I've seen people like do it in ostentatious ways, you know, ways that like come off like kitschy, whereas you
That's
like
real.
you like made it very silky, like all the way through. It was very smooth.
Silk, baby.
What was it like building that together? Because it had to be, you had to like think about that a bit. You didn't want to make it just seem like you do 2 things.
Yeah.
It's all a part of you, kind of thing.
I mean, the toughest part was like figuring out where to put it in the set. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and
I
it was
could see.
so awkward at first to be like, I'm gonna do this hard ass song about like strippers twerking, this money working, and then be like, now let me tell you about like Put It On Me.
Let me talk to you
right
real
afterward,
slow.
you know. But learning where to put like some of those freestyles and like where to put some of those songs as opposed to like just the raps was like a big learning curve for me, you know. I kind of built my setup. At first it was all rapping, and then after when I figured out like how to do the singing, I put all the singing like I'd say within the first like half of the set, the first like 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the set, and then did like all the rapping afterward, because that's where I want to end on. You know, I want people to end like on a little bit more of an upbeat kind of vibe, as opposed to like when I'm singing to you, I'm giving you like my soul.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I mean,
That's a good, I like that as like
yeah,
a
you know,
discernment or whatever.
Put It Down on Me is like hot and steamy, and then like you get to like Stripped, and it's like, let me talk about how my dad was in jail and like my mom struggled and shit, and like bring you to tears.
Right.
Which is like a cool thing to me, because like,
Well, the juxtaposition, right? You gotta be able to talk about everything.
Which I had no idea was a thing until some lady in Seattle was like, "You made me cry," and I was like, "Bitch, what?"
Dope.
Like, you're making me cry because you're crying, because like I never thought this was like a you know, I didn't think it was a thing for me. I just love to do this, you know. I never thought of myself as relatable, or that people would receive me the way they've been on this tour. But it was cool. And then after Seattle, I had like somebody crying to me every night, and I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Like, you're something.
So you're just out here just killing them.
Yeah, some lady was crying because she was like, my pussy is Jesus. And I was like, why are you crying at this?
We said that
like,
3
why?
times. You gotta explain pussy is Jesus to people who might not be familiar with it, because
my
you can't
pussy.
keep saying it without, like, we're gonna sound
people
crazy.
People are gonna be like, this non-Christian bitch. My Pussy is Jesus is one of my favorite songs. It is a song on my EP, Sore But Grateful, that features me and Sophia Eris. It is produced by Hood Internet.
Shout out to Hood Internet.
I know, shout out to Hood Internet, because he really came through with the Chicago juke, like, vibe, and I was like, oh, I could dance, I could shake my ass to this, scream my pussy Jesus to it, like, it was just dope, you know, but essentially it is about, like, being a woman and being powerful, and, like, the, like, last verse is, like, all pussy is a motherfucking miracle, straight from the gods, all oracle, like, birth you, work you, bleed like earth do, like, that's what we, like, we're women, like, we create everything, the earth is a mother, you know, like, don't get it twisted, like, men are dope, they're raw, they got all this power, but at the same time, they wouldn't be here without women.
This is true.
You know? Like, women are women. We're
Therefore,
the shit.
Pussy is Jesus.
Our pussy's fucking Jesus. Know where you come from, my G. You know?
Literally.
You came from these pussy lips. Know where you come from, boy. Came from this pussy.
What was the craziest part of the tour? What's something you, like, learned a really good lesson through a fucked up situation, possibly, or a funny situation, or a weird situation? There's always one, right?
Bring a gas mask for the van.
They should make, like, special tour vans that, like, can, like,
for the
empty out through the bottom.
When you're on tour with 6 boys and you can't breathe. No, for real. Man, a good no. Shut up! I can't think. Fart jokes aren't funny. What would I say is a good advice? Do laundry whenever you can, and sleep, because it's easy to get teed up, and kick it with everybody and have fun and do a bunch of drugs and do a bunch of drinks. Not saying that's what I did, because I'm a sober girl. Except for drinking. Because I'm, like, drinking on camera. No, but for real, like, I drank, like, 4 times on tour. And, like, it was already tough for me to, like, sing for, like, 28 days in a row. And, like, keep my voice. And my voice is already super raspy. Thank you, Boo.
No problem.
My voice is already super raspy. And it's very easy to, like, just run off, when it's ready. So I would say, like, as much fun as the partying is and all that other stuff is, like, you don't have to get hammered every night. You don't have to just, like, do everything that you see on TV while you're doing it. And, while you're at it, get some fucking sleep, because you're not going to have it. Like, you're going to go every day and you're going to get in the van, and while you might sleep in the van, it's, like, 4 hours of very bumpy ride sleep, and, like, everyone's talking.
Good sleep type shit.
Yeah, it's not real sleep, So, like, sleep when you can, and don't get hammered every night.
So that was a good tour. Well, you also with some vets. You had some veterans on tour, so, like, I'm sure. Veterans. You hear some stories. It was like first times out on tour, you just, like, you learn all the ways of the road thing, like, in a hard way. But P.O.S. and the guys have been out on the road forever.
Man, so, P.O.S. and Astronautalis, Fadeaway Jumper, aka Asker, and Brock. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've been doing it forever, so like they have to have it down to a system by now.
I learned so much. Lots of shit from your show.
What was it like
watching you
getting out with Doomtree? Obviously, Psalm over here's had to connect for a while, but for you, it was like a bit of a new experience, right?
It's all new territory.
Yeah. So what's that been like?
Yeah, it's been dope. Like
the Minnesota Connect.
Minnesota. It was actually super cool. Like, I have come into contact with a lot of people, and sometimes people are super dope, and sometimes people are divas, And Doomtree is actually super stellar about everything. Like, very supportive, very uplifting. They make a point to, like, really push you forward if they rock with you. And that was, like, a great thing. Like I mentioned earlier, like, the forums were like lit. I just joined a Dude for Me forum like yesterday.
I didn't know people still did forums like that.
They do that.
That's still.
My name is still Angel Davanport, and they were like, when they added me, they were like, "Oh my God, ATL, you killed it," and I was like, I should have went under my real name, so I didn't know who I was. Yeah, I was like, I shouldn't have said anything. Slow your roll, shorty.
Just like Kevin Durant with the fake Twitter accounts.
No, but
Yeah.
they were super supportive. Like some guy was like, in Chicago, it's so ratchet, but some guy was like, you were a little drunk at the last time I saw you, and you slapped me, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that happened.
He was like, no, would you slap me again? I was like, oh my God. And then I went on the Dude Tree forum, and he was like, Angel doesn't have any merch left, so she slapped the fuck out of me. And like everyone was commenting like, "Oh man, that's great. She looks like the person. She looks like the person to slap you and then get you some ice."
So you've kind of made it then. Like you can slap people in public.
Oh my
get
God.
away with it and be celebrated.
Slap them hard too. I don't think I made it, you know, but
I'm just messing with you. You haven't made it, nah.
I mean,
no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing not to make it yet. Get the fuck out of here. It's a good thing. I say that's a good thing.
Like
I don't feel like I have either. And I think if you haven't made it yet, then you still got room to grow. Like you're on the way to make it. You're on a beautiful highway to make it. My bad. That came off really fast.
No, it didn't. I was like, ooh.
You're not there yet because you're not. You have room to grow. And
you're
like
right.
watching the show on Friday, you can see that whole thing. Like, and that was what's so much fun watching you perform. Is that like you could actually see the growth from where you were. You can see where you're going, and like it's that's what's really fun. Like about what I do is just like the observer on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like watching people do what they do. It was so much fun watching this. I did not mean it like that.
No, I don't care.
If you have if you already made it,
Shorty gonna make it, baby.
If you don't have anywhere to grow, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you got places to go from here, and that's what's exciting about what you're doing.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
Damn, I really had to qualify that one. No. Sam was over here like, what?
That bitch ain't make it yet.
Nah. But no, I mean, it feels like you have a great path set for you right now. What's going next? What's happening? What do you got going on?
I am working on an album.
Okay, full thing.
It'll be my debut album, and it's coming out next year. I can't really say who it's with or who's on it.
All right, we'll keep it lock and key for now.
Because it's on the lowest of lows.
Are you working with a label on this? Or is that something that's still on the low?
What is it?
Are you working with a label? Or is this with?
I am working slightly with a label.
Okay.
But it's mostly me.
We're not gonna talk
about it. No, but I predominantly it's me. I would love to get it put on a label.
Okay.
And out, so that it could, get to as many people as possible.
Most definitely.
I'd love to go back on tour, like 1 month down. I think there's a great run for a first tour. But I mean, fuck it. Give me a 3 month. Give me a 6 month. I'm ready. Let me go to Europe. I'm here for it.
You're just in tour mode now.
Yeah, I want to do it. Like I already wanted to do it, and like now that I've done it, I'm I'm tired, but a bitch could go.
Well, I feel like you did a great job. Like if you did what you did Friday night across the country, you had to have a lot of people.
There was only like 3 shows that I did 80% last night, and Friday was 100.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, I've done 3 shows at like 80 because I was like, one was sound and 2 was me.
Okay.
But I try to give 100 every night because I'm like, I don't care if there's 10 people or 10,000 people. Like you're gonna get the same Angel.
There you go.
You deserve it.
That's what's up.
So, especially if you're gonna give me merch money or just money in general.
When you sold out of it all too, didn't you?
I sold out of it and people still gave me money.
There we go.
They're like, you did great. Here's $50.
Or a slap in the face.
Or a slap. I mean, I'll slap you for a price.
Come to the merch booths. Depends like how much elbow you want behind it.
Like you want me to really? Yeah, I hit him with the cup. I got the wind in that bitch, and then at the end I just opened up.
You had a full strategy. That's
got the wind opened up, and he couldn't hear for a minute, but it was good. I was so scared. I was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "Oh, I loved it." I was like, "Oh."
Oh, it's got weird. It's got weird immediately.
I was like, "Yeah, you see this?" I was like, "You like this shit, you fucking masochist."
Oh shit! This immediately got weird.
Oh yeah. And he's like, she put her hands on my shoulders and told me I was great, and I was like, you are great. And then you walked away deaf.
Yeah, that guy hasn't heard out of his right ear.
Oh, I love him. Shout out him.
Shout out that guy.
Shout out that guy
because he is. Maybe he's watching.
Fucking
this.
sweetie.
Who knows? Well, shit. Let's get out of here. This has been great. Mild Sauce Live.
Yeah.
We've been hanging out, eating pizza, drinking drinks, talking shit.
Boneless wings.
We got Sorba Grateful. at every major place that you can get music. I hate this part because there's too many places, but it's in all the places.
I mean, it's everywhere. But if you go and get it on iTunes or Spotify or Tidal, if you're a real nigga, Spotify.
Tidal's in that realm now.
I mean, Tidal. I fuck with Tidal. I pay for it every month. I love Tidal.
All right.
High five, baby. Let's go. Shout out Jay-Z and Beyonce, because that's the only reason I'm there is Beyonce.
Power of Beyonce.
Yeah, man. For real.
But yeah, Sober Grateful out everywhere. Check that out. We have it up on the site, milesauce.co. It's playing on the radio station all the time, milesauce.co/radio. Young and Silky, Angelina.
No more Angelina.
No more Angelina.
No more Angelina. Angelina's dead. Angelina's a diva, and she's dead.
All right, the diva is dead, but Angel Davenport is still
Angel
here.
Davenport lives, but Angelina can fucking die.
All right, we're there. We got Angel Davenport. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, and thank you for writing such a good article. Because I reread it today, and I was like, "That's my dog."
Hey,
yeah.
It's easy when you've been around, you know what I mean?
You know, when you a good writer and you do shit for real, nigga. What? Like,
get the fuck out of here. All right, this is enough. We're getting out of here. Miles Sauce Live, Angel Davenport, Jay Perez. We back again soon sometime.
Back again, bitches.
Until then, peace.